welcome to another video. Today is my November wrap-up and December TBR. I actually didn't think that I was going to be able to do one of these types of videos while I was in college, but lo and behold, I had time to read, and I actually read some pretty good books this month. So, with that being said, I will just get started and tell you the books that I read in November. The first book I read in November was for one of my classes called FYS, and if you have seen the previous video that I have about books that I read in college, you would know about this book already, but it's called The Happiness Hypothesis, and it's pretty much different ways that people have found happiness and like explaining them and stuff. I talk about this in way more detail in the video that I just posted, so if you want to know more about that, you can go check out this. But this book, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't really anything too special. It was good for a school book, if that makes sense. So yeah, 3 out of 5 stars for The Happiness Hypothesis by Jonathan Haidt. Then I reread Looking for Alaska by John Green. I read this maybe about a year and a half ago, and I kind of missed a couple of things. I think I was probably just a little too young when I read this, and not that people who were my age couldn't read this, it's just that I missed the important parts. So when I read it again, I absolutely loved it. You can see by the stickies, which were there already, but I added more. And I just really enjoyed this book again. I understand why it is some people's favorites. It's still not my favorite, but I really do love this book. And I kept the rating of 4 out of 5 stars that I gave it because it was really good, not my favorite, but really, really awesome. John Green is beautiful. The next book is one of the books that I checked out from my local library, and it is entitled Beyond Magenta by Susan Kuglin. And this book was a nonfiction book. I know guys, me reading nonfiction. I never read nonfiction, but you know, I had to take a chance with this one because it looked really awesome. This book is the different stories of transgendered teens and young adult people, like young adult as in like people who are older than teen but not quite adults yet. And it was wonderful. I really enjoyed this book. Like, I feel like I learned so much that I didn't know. I didn't know like certain things of the process that transgender people had to go through, and it was just so educational. I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed looking at it, the pictures, and reading all these beautiful people's story, and I really would recommend it to anyone who was interested in this topic. Then I finished If I Stay by Gail Forman, and y'all know that I've been reading this since the summer, and I just picked it up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish this like right now. And, this was not my favorite book. I felt like it was a little too overhyped for me. I didn't like the back and forth narrative that was in this, when she would flash back to times with her family and then she would flash forward to when she was in the hospital. I didn't like that. I actually had more interest in the flashbacks than when she was in the hospital because I wanted to know the people that she loves, and it was just really frustrating to have the back and forth. I think that I'm not going to finish this duology. I just don't have the feeling of wanting to go on with it. I really don't think that my mind's going to be changed on this one. I just think that it wasn't the book series for me. I did give it a 3 out of 5 stars because it was interesting, just not what I thought it was going to be. Then I read Anatomy of a Boyfriend by Darius Nadowski, and I got this for a review quite a while ago, and I was just like, hey, I should review this, so I'm gonna bring it to college. And I really wanted to read something short, something fun, maybe something like frilly and just like teenager-ish. And I picked up this one, and holy goodness, oh my gosh. Ooh, I hated this book. Like, I did not like this book at all. It was really, really bad. The main character, Dominique, was a drama queen, and she didn't really know how to deal with anything. The romance was not developed at all. Dominique would say certain things, or the people around her would say things that made me cringe because they were so, like, innately rude. And, I don't even know what to say about this. I will not be reading the second book of this duology, and I feel really bad because the author sent me these to review, but she sent them to me for an honest review, and I can only be honest with these. I did not like this book at all. I gave it a 1.5 out of 5 stars. And I read Sinner by Maggie Stiefvater, and y'all know that the Wolves of a Mercy Falls series is probably my favorite series that I have ever read, and when I found out that a 4th book was coming out, I just kind of flipped all the things. My roommate, Jayla, who you have seen like walking around in the back of my videos, is also in love with that series. That's practically the reason why we bonded over the summer. So we decided to read this book together, and guys, it was very, very different. I would have to say, don't go into this book thinking that it's going to be exactly like the Wolves of Mercy Falls series, because it's not. It's in Cole's perspective and also Isabel's perspective. It's different because the scenery is different. They're in California this time, and it's not with the people that were in Minnesota, which I thought it would be, but it definitely does follow these two characters' feelings and their tone. So I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, very different than I thought it would be, but still enjoyable. That was it that I read for November, and here are the couple of books that I'm thinking of reading in December. Right now, I am currently reading C by Heidi Arkling. I have read this before, I just wanted to reread it. I used to love this book a lot, so now I wanted to see if it's the same. I'm only like 30 pages, 70 pages, I'm kidding, 70 pages in. Still really good, but very different than I remember it to be. Then I'm reading Crash Into Me by Albert Boris. This is a story about 4 kids who make a suicide pact that they're going to go on a road trip through America, and then at the end of it they're going to kill themselves, and I thought this was going to be really dark and really like, and right now I'm not really feeling it, so we shall see. And then I also just started The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This is another one that I thought the tone was going to be different. I thought it was going to be a lot more dark, but once again, I'm feeling it, but not completely, if you get my gist. Then when I get home, I am planning on reading Captive, the second book in the Blackcoat Rebellion trilogy, I believe it's a trilogy, by Amy Carter. I read the first book sometime in the summer, and I thought I wasn't going to like it, but I actually really did, and I can't wait to figure out what's going to happen with the series. And the final book that I have planned out to read in December is My True Love Gave to Me by dozens and dozens of wonderful authors, like Stephanie Perkins and Rainbow Rowell and like all the cutesies. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to make me die, and it's Christmassy, so yeah, I'm going to die. That is it for the books that I have to show you guys. If you have read / are planning to read any of the books that I talked about, please comment down in the comment section and I will be there conversing with you. I hope you all will have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you in my next video, which may or may not be my top whatever of 2014. Who knows? Ooh, bye!